This city forgot what fear looks like. Keep watching. You might learn something. From up here, every empire looks temporary. Let's turn the lights out.
Welcome to AZ8, a cloud platform for AI multimedia generation studio. I thank them for sponsoring this video and for the 3 membership giveaway. As usual, all opinions are of my own. Let's do a quick overview of the interface. We can see here we have the projects. This is all the projects that we have that we're working on, right? So we have multiple ones here. You can access them and work on them in parallel there, so that's good. We have the library. This is where you save different things that you want to reuse. So if you have images, video you want to reuse on multiple projects, you can put them here. You have generation. This is kind of like the history of everything that was generated so far. So we can easily have an idea what was generated among the different projects there. Share with me, it's something that allows you to work with other project creator there, right? To collaborate together. So we're gonna see that in a few minutes. And community. This is really the coolest part there. It shows you basically different published content that were generated by other creator, right? So you can see the different projects here. There's many of them to see. And if we open one, we can see here they're pretty cool projects. I'm gonna fast forward. And you can look at what the other creators are doing. But the coolest part of this is you can actually see how it's being done, right? So if I pause this there and I open up the canvas, you can see the other creator project completely, right? So in this case here, we can see the different asset that was used, the generation, the video, and so on. And you can even clone it, right? So you can have a copy of this project for yourself to play with, right? To really learn from it there, to see how it's done and to understand it. So let's do a clone here so that I can showcase how it's working. So, right, so this is the clone that I have now within my project, right? So with this clone here, I can zoom in, I can change things, I can modify, I can read what are the different prompts that was used to do this asset, this sheet there, and so on, right? So you can see how the others are creating their project, right? So basically for most of the project, how it's done is just create the asset, right? The different asset, the character sheet of what you want to create there. So this is the first step. Then you move on to the making sure there's a storyline for each of these there, and from the storyline to also have the starting image, basically, right? So what is the starting frame for these different part of the story there? And then after that, once you have the different starting frame, then you animate them, right? So you create the prompt that would generate the animation of the starting frame. So that's pretty much the recipe for most of the project I've seen there. Just for fun, we can go back, have a look at the community again, and let's look at this one, for example, right? So in this one there, again, I'm not going to play it, but open up the canvas. So in this project, you see something very similar there, right? So you have on the right here, the character sheet, right? So the character and the prompt that created this character sheet there. So each of them, you have the prompt here, so you can create your own character sheet. And then you have a environment, right? So you want to create a different environment where these character will be placed in, basically, right? And then at the very end here, you create the starting frame, right? So where do these character combine with the environment are starting there? With this, the starting frame, the character sheet, the environment, then you can finally go to the phase of creating the video, right? Animating basically the starting frame. So really that's what's happening here. So we can see the full workflow of how a video is being generated there to have something that is professionally looking there. So with that said, I mean, once you clone the project and you go back, let's do it right now. You'll see it in your project, basically, right? So if I go back here, this is clone. If I look at my own project, I can see the clone project I just did there, right? And in the clone project, like I mentioned before, this is becoming your project there, so you can use this as a way to really learn from it there, right? So all the prompts are there. You can regenerate the prompt, regenerate the image, and so on there. So that is a really neat and cool way to learn, basically, right? And not learn from just reading and checking documentation there. Before we start, I would like to clarify that the generation time does not count toward the 5 minutes. I'm really only counting the operation time that we make toward this video there. So you'll notice I'll fast forward whenever I do generation there, and I don't update the time toward that there. Okay, with that, let's start there. So we can see here there's a new project that I enabled. In here, I paste a prompt. This prompt is a prompt that I copied from another project that I found it was good there to create a character sheet. I just updated the beginning part there where I say write a prompt of a character sheet to have her have a brown trench coat and a body android similar to blah blah blah, right? So really it's just to enable myself to have a starting point there. So I'm creating right now the environment there and also the image, and I'm waiting on the prompt to be finished there. I'm creating also here a text that I'm going to be reusing all the time, so I'll connect this text node to multiple nodes there. So here at the very beginning there, I'm waiting for the prompt to be done. So here we have that prompt. We're gonna be copy pasting this into our first image. The first image, in fact, all the image, I'm gonna use the lowest cost possible because my goal here is just to have a really first draft of the video we want to create. Once we're all done, then we're gonna be upgrading the visual, upgrading the quality basically. So that is generated. While that's generating, I'm gonna write another prompt here. Again, it's a copy paste template of a environment prompt, but I'm asking it to change it toward a dark city prompt. So that's generating a dark city prompt. I'm gonna be copy pasting into my my place. But first, I'll just paste another prompt here that I have regarding a good quality image. And now I'm pasting the prompt for a dark city environment. So both of them are running. You can see we can run multiple things at the same time. A bit of fast forward so we can see the result. So I have a character sheet on top. I have the environment ready. I'm writing a prompt here that is basically to automate the generation of prompt there. I ask it to write 6 prompts about a cinematic visual. So it's generating a bunch of prompts for me to use basically. But before that, let me show you guys something optional but very neat. So this is a prompt that I'm using to create a storyboard basically, right? Based on the prompt that was generated on top there. So this is used so that way I can have an idea of what it's going to be looking like, that story that we generated there. It's a preview that costs only 1 image of 6 credit there, so that's why definitely worth it there. Just copy paste the output here, and then we can see what does it look like, or story. Now it's an optional step, but I think it's a step that's worth it there. It looks professional and it gives you a good idea of the output there. So we can see the storyboard there. It looks good. Let's move forward. So I'm writing a prompt here that says for each of the prompt that I had at the beginning there, now generate a still image. Now the still image is very key. This is where instead of just saying create the video of each of my initial prompt there, I will have a starting image that I'm gonna be evaluating to see do I like it or not, right? So that starting image there, I'm connecting it to all the different reference image there, which is the character sheet and the environment, and that is done automatically, right? I mean, the AI agent is doing it for me by writing the prompt to say I want 6 still images from the reference image. It does it, right? I don't have to do anything there. I just have to review and approve the credit usage there, because the credit usage is always something that you want to make sure that it's done right and not wasting credit, right? So those starting image is done. Now I'm gonna generate 6 video based on those stills image, right? And again, I'm telling AI to do it. I'm telling the agent, do it for me, right? So it created all the connection and the video. I just need to click approve there. Now the cost of the credit is a bit higher, which is normal because in this case, we're generating 5-second clip video there. It's still the lowest there, cost credit for video, because again, we want to create a first version of this, review it and decide where do we go with this. Do we want to change something and fix something and so on there. There we go, that's running. Now we have all our video created. And finally, let's just stitch this all together, right? So I'm gonna write a little prompt here that says connect all of these together and create a final video for me, right? I think that's the final key here. So really, that's pretty much it. I mean, most of the heavy lifting operation are done automatically with a prompt with the Zoomy AI there. You just tell it what you want to do, and if the instruction is clear, it will be able to achieve it there. And you just have to approve and ensure that the operation is done correctly there. Now there we go. The first prompt I forgot one video there. I'm redoing it, and we have our final video that everything's connected. Let's have a look at it together.
This city forgot what fear looks like.
Keep watching. You might learn something.
From up here, every empire looks temporary. Let's turn the lights out.
Consider this your final warning.
Warning delivered.
Now, once that's done, another step we could do is just to increase the quality of everything, right? Really, for every image here, we can just choose the medium version of the image or even the high version of the image, right? So you have a good quality source, medium or high here, so that we regenerate all this, and then we ensure that our image here is also medium or high, so that we have a good quality starting still image. And then from here we can generate instead of the cheapest, lowest cost that we can think of, we choose the higher quality resolution for our video there, or even a model that is higher quality here, right? I mean, Pixverse one is the lowest cost one. That's why I pick it. But there's many other model we can choose from here with different quality, different output there. Choose the one you like to make sure that you have a good quality video there. Basically, I chose the C-Dance 2.0 mini there for a higher quality version there, just so that it doesn't cost too much, but is something decent there. So let me show you what it looks like, a bit higher quality resolution there.
This city forgot what fear looks like. Keep watching. You might learn something. From up here, every empire looks temporary. Let's turn the lights out. Consider this your final warning. Warning delivered.
Another neat feature that we can use is the collaboration, right? So in the interface here, you have multiple items here that you can use to create and add things here. So, text, image, and so on here. There's even the advanced feature for creating worlds here. But we're going to be sharing here the option of sharing collaboration here, right? So if you go on top here on the right, you'll see there's a share collaboration right here. If you click on this one there, you can actually share with other collaborator, right? So you have the option to share just the view, or you can share the edit also to work together, right? So for example here, if I copy this link and then I send it to a collaborator. That other person here, we can see somebody else logging to my project here, and we can see them working with me together to on the same project there, right? So collaboration within the same project is very possible with many people there. So that's a neat feature. So let me end by sharing some thoughts here, right? So what I really like, I mean, the interface is easy, minimalistic, and intuitive. So I really like that. Zoomy chatbot is a really game changer within this environment there, where it's not just a chatbot to help me out there, but really it can automate the operation there that we're doing on the canvas. So that's really cool. There's even a CLI feature where you can connect your own external chatbot like Claude there, right? So that's something interesting to try. Access to many closed model. I mean, for me, I'm still using Wan 3.0, right? But right now, with these cloud version of platform there, you can access Wan 3.0 and so on. So that's really cool to be able to try out these newer, much more advanced model there. Parallel generation is a really cool feature here because it's cloud. I mean, you can run many generation at the same time and they go extremely fast because they probably have really cool GPU running there, right? So that's fun also. And I think one of the coolest part is to be able to see the different project from other collaborator there, to see how they do it and to learn from it there, not just learn on your own there. And maybe lastly, I mean, I'm so used to use Comfy UI that now with cloud, there's the advantage of being mobile, right? I mean, I can take my laptop, be at any place, access my project and work on it. I don't have to have my super hardcore set up there and then being stuck at my desk there, right? So I think that's something very refreshing and liberating there. Now, what are the drawbacks? It's cloud, right? So your data is online there. So that's one thing to consider. And also, I mean, you're at the whim of the server and the cloud because sometimes it can be slow. And to add on top, there were some cases where I encountered some bugs there, right? I mean, nothing major, some that I had to refresh so that I can see the result. There were some generation error. I didn't lose any credit there because I was able to just regenerate it and then I eventually succeeded there. But it's still something that you have to deal with. I'm sure over time they're gonna address these issues and make it even better there. Now, there is also a cost factor here, right? It's not free. But, I mean, if you have a strategy to minimize the cost factor, right, there's many deals right now available. And you can start off with, in fact, you can create an account for free right now and they'll give you 500 credit, I think, there, right? So that's good. And like I mentioned at the beginning there, for a limited time, I have 3 free pro membership to give away there. Each has 17,000 credit each. So guys, leave a comment sharing your thoughts about AZ8 platform there, and I will randomly select 3 viewers from those that put a comments there to receive that membership there. So final thoughts here, would I stop using Comfy UI and my local generation powerhouse there? No, but rather it opened my mind onto the flexibility and availability, something that I would say I'm now hooked on, right? So it's so easy and fast that I can do it anywhere. And having both solution is really the way to go there, right? To have my powerhouse when I need to there and to be on the go when I want to also there, right? So I think here, that's how I'm going to be moving forward there. So on that, thanks for watching and don't forget to leave a comment for that giveaway. Good luck.